And welcome back to another episode of NorthKakChat. I'm your host, Craig Tone. These are my co-hosts, Curtis McKoy and Kenny McKoy.
What's up?
This week we got another banger for ya as we sit down and discuss some various things that have been happening the past week. And it's going to be real crazy, y'all. So, I just want to let you know that you can hit the play button, sit back, relax, and enjoy the sounds, sweet sirens of the songs that are coming out of my voices here as the combo unfolds. So today we want to dive into some of the more critical thinking subjects that popped up recently. You know, for me, I've been watching the BBC, right? And it just so happens that an article came out that said BBC diversity chief believes that Luther isn't black because they don't have enough black friends and he doesn't eat Caribbean food. You know?
Wait,
Damn.
come on.
That's cold-blooded, man. Not like
Tell me the food I eat is described, it's going to dictate who I am as a person.
Yeah, man, you
Right,
get typecast.
Wait, hold on. We're going to talk about it. Talk about it in a minute.
Uh-oh.
But first, poor Kenny's been up thinking about the youth and some of the things that flow in his head before the insomnia hits.
Yeah.
But Curtis told him it didn't matter. It is what it is.
They gonna stay the same.
Yeah.
That's tough.
And for Curtis, it looks like we got a minor onset of the lows that we usually experience when we don't know where the next step in our lives will take us.
Yes, sir. I'm giving it to you. Nothing but the real.
Nothing but
Well,
real.
Don't worry, because hopefully we can get out of it. Hopefully.
Just run away
You're
now.
killing me
Run
today,
away.
Craig.
Run away.
Killing me.
Run away.
All right, so let's dive into our first topic real quick. So I've been watching a lot of BBC, picked up the show Luther, right? And lo and behold, my little Google pop-up spies on me, right? Popped up with this article. It said, Luther isn't authentic enough. Right? In my mind, I'm like, what are they talking about? So I get to reading this article. And down here, it says that the BBC diversity chief believes that Luther isn't an authentic black character because he doesn't have black friends and he doesn't eat Caribbean food.
That is
Bogus?
totally ridiculous.
Yeah.
Right. So in my head, it clicked. I was like, man, diversity chiefs must think that we're some fried chicken, watermelon eating sons of guns around here.
Oh,
Then I started to look into it a little bit deeper, and then I looked, and the diversity chief is black too.
What?
And I'm like, what the heck is she talking about? That's her right there.
that's that black on black hate right there.
Oh yeah.
Right. That's what it makes you. That's what it makes you think.
Why is it always that we attacking each other? I just don't, and it seems like it's so unreal that she would even come out her mouth and say that instead of congratulating his brother on a good, well job, because he's a great actor.
Exactly.
A great actor. But you want to, critique. It's just a television show, man. Come on. We got to quit being like this, man. We always trying to tear each other down.
Yeah. That's all it was. Tearing down. And like you said, man, if they can't find anything wrong with you, they'll find something wrong.
Yeah.
That's
Right, but I believe that she believes that that's actually true.
Yeah. She the type of person to think if you don't listen to no rap music, you ain't street, you ain't tough.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When the guy with the glasses on, that's what you need to be worried about. The guys out here faking funk, this stereotypical thinking that people have nowadays of a strong male or strong black male is ridiculous. It puts you into this this realm where you gotta feel like you gotta be two people. Or I gotta be this person at the house. Then when I gotta go to work, I gotta be this person. It's ridiculous, man.
Right, but you know, it just makes me think the bigger picture, right, is that people in Hollywood and the media, they so desperately want people to be linked to stereotypes.
Yeah.
And it's really insulting.
Yeah,
it is.
Just because of the way they talk, right? They always say, "Oh yeah, well these black characters be growing up in the hood and everything." I'm like, well, I'm black. I didn't grow up in the hood like that. You know, I was traveling. My mom traveled. We just moved from place to place to place to place. So I don't necessarily understand the whole hood vibe like everybody else. You know, and people get really upset when people of other colors start talking about how, say they had a struggling life, but the way they talk isn't right, right? So I think that some people don't get that how you talk and where your accents and stuff come from is where you're born. Like it's part of the person that you are. So like to hear people talking in a deep Southern, like Cajun tone, people like to link that to the people that live down in New Orleans that are of the darker skin variety, you know, but there's people of lighter skin varieties talk like that. So like, I don't understand what the problem is when stuff like that comes to effect, right? But I really do think this chick is off base here talking about some of this stuff.
Way off base.
Way off.
Why you try to pigeonhole that man as being, you know, I mean, she should have came at not the actor, but the writer. You know, this is a television show, man. I mean, for goodness sake, man. I mean, it's almost like she's trying to attack him on a personal level because she don't have enough black friends. Having black friends don't make you black. You know what I'm saying? That's
no, trying to get.
Go ahead, Ken,
I'm sorry. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's like she trying to pigeonhole, and she if that's the mentality of Hollywood, to where they so disconnected to people or just everybody in the world, to where they just come out their mouth so ignorant. That's ridiculous. That is because you don't eat a certain food, that character don't fit you. Get out of here, man. Seriously.
Well, I mean, you know that's how they think, right? Because in the past we talked about it, right? How only certain races could play certain race characters and stuff like that on TV. You know, people giving up. There's stuff like just recently that guy that played Apu just came out and apologized for his role in playing Apu. Like, as a fictional character, I don't really understand why you're apologizing. Yeah, you're a comedian, right? And that's what comedians do. They make fun of the normal stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy to like see some of the stuff that's happening out there. I don't really know what to equate to it. I mean, I don't usually watch shows like that. You know? And for all I know, this is the way that it is with Luther, right? I'm not from the areas that these things happen in, right? So I can only equate to me. Like, to me, I only have a few short-new friends, right? There's only so many people of my race that I can be friends with, you know?
Yeah.
Because to me, that really doesn't matter. Like, I like your character. We laugh, we vibe together, we're friends.
I mean, she seems like she's trying to change the whole scope of the character. And they have terms like yardie or bad boy. Maybe he doesn't want to be that yardie or that bad boy type. He's Luther. He's a different type of person. He hangs out with different type of people. You don't have to be scoped to hang out with individuals that fit your character. You really don't. It's better for you to just expand out and associate yourself with other people. She's trying to stick him in a bag.
Yeah. Plus, he's a cop. You know.
Yeah.
That's a full-time job.
Exactly. Cops don't have that many friends.
Chances you having friends like that is crazy. Let alone black friends.
Exactly.
And whatever happened to being diverse, man?
Yeah.
I gotta eat collard greens and pig feet and chitlins all my life. That's how I'm proving I'm black. I ain't black enough for y'all.
Because I mean, the word diverse doesn't apply to that. It applies to you being in your group with your stereotypical friends.
Yeah.
That means you about to be sitting down in the streets eating some KFC buckets while gangbanging, bro.
Exactly.
That's ridiculous. And that type of thinking, and like we were saying before, that type of thinking, we can go back to the conversation we had a while back on the show about you being you. And these young kids out here are already struggling with trying to, and I'm gonna tie it all in, they already struggling with just society itself and trying to be liked, you know what I'm saying? Or trying to be tough. You gotta be tough, you know what I'm saying? Or ain't nobody gonna hang with you, ain't nobody gonna like you. And this what that type of mentality comes from. You don't eat enough. You're not eating enough Caribbean food, or you ain't got enough black friends, or you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. For somebody to consider you being black, it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous.
That's sad.
I mean, quite frankly, the bar starting out for African American characters in any TV show or anything now has been pretty low, right? When you get them, they always start out as like some thief, some robber, somebody that's doing bad things or a bad actor in society,
Right.
and they have to build their way up from that to become something great. Like rarely ever do you see it where they just start out like, hey, this guy's a genius. He's in college at 12 years old. Like the old shows, you know what I'm saying? Like somebody that's actually out there being a good benefit to society, or just being regular. Just being a kid, he's just walking down the street, you know, and all of a sudden something terrible happens and he gets superpowers like that. That's not how it is with characters of our color, you know, and mostly of the other characters that I've seen as well, like Asian and some other descents, Asian, Native American, all like portrayed as bad actors in the beginning, and they are supposed to come back and redeem themselves. And God forbid they're on that LGBTQ skew now, and some of those characters have also been put in those kind of roles, right?
Yeah.
Like, what happened to these characters to starting out normal?
Yeah. It seems like that. The whole brown thing, light thing, get pigeonholed into this, and it's like the hidden poison, because you don't even notice it. But when you start thinking about it, you haven't seen the show to start out. Well, they got a smart, intelligent, rich black guy, right? You know what I'm saying? Who's doing the right thing. No, he got to start out selling drugs, then he want to turn the money clean and all this. You know what I'm saying? It's never like a normal life. No. And I'm not saying to anybody to look at TV and try to be like somebody on TV. Just be yourself, man. Love yourself. We got so much depression going on here in America, man. Mental health issues on the rise. It's just like, we don't need this.
And
start a bunch of people that I know is trying to be like Kim Kardashian.
Turning men into women.
A lot of people out there are definitely acting on that. Pop culture is a huge, so I don't know. But, you know, Luther is a great show. I recommend people watch it. Doesn't matter what this person thinks. Yep. Diversity chief and short for racist. And it's against your own kind, nonetheless.
Stop beating them down and lift them up.
Ain't that a shame?
Yeah, they already blacklisted him now. He can't play James Bond. Leave him alone.
Well, didn't you hear? He ain't black, so he can play James Bond now.
Oh, that's
you got a table turn on you. You got a
Yeah.
table turn.
Right. You don't want that watermelon sandwich.
Yeah.
Stereotypes, man. It's just wrong. Yep.
So, audience, if you got any opinions on it, let us know down in the comments. We'll be looking out for them. Tell us some of your experiences, your stories, and let us know how you won the race that you are currently. And hopefully it's not because you have black friends and eat Caribbean food.
Yeah. Let me, before you close this segment out, let me say something too about that. Is that, you know, this goes for all races, man. Don't let nobody pigeonhole you, whether you white, black, green, purple. Don't let society pigeonhole you, because they could be saying the same thing about a white kid need to have only white friends and only eat, I don't know, celery or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they, you know,
I fucking love celery.
Please, Craig, stop it. So they need to, you know what I'm saying? They need, you know, don't let nobody pigeonhole you, man. Have your friends who you want to be friends with. Be comfortable in your skin. If somebody cool to you, man, you hang out with them, man. You show them some real courtesy, real brotherly love, real sisterly love, man. Don't let this world, don't let these magazines, these TV shows, but this all fake. That is fake, man. Make believe. Be yourself. Yeah. So I'm gonna talk about my number one, right? Today.
Right.
My main point today, and I'm gonna put two one, two, three together, is about, I mean, what is life about right now? You know what I'm saying? At this point in time, what is life about? It's about, you know what I'm saying? It's about making yourself happy, being happy, making money, what you want to do in life. Or, I mean, what's your dreams? I know we into 2021. I mean, pretty deep. But what's your aspiration right now on life?
Sleep is so long. I ain't getting enough of that. You think it's funny? You think I'm playing?
Oh no, I know you're saying with them twins. What about you, Kenny?
Our goal is just pure happiness, man. Just stay happy.
Okay.
Don't let anything interfere with your happiness. Shield yourself from negative vibes.
That's right.
Now,
at all times.
We talking bag of candy happy. We talking. I just played Call of Duty and got a 50 kill win streak. Happy.
That's happy.
That's kind of happy are we talking about?
That's happy. Any kind of happy, man.
You know me. 3 beers down, I'm happy.
Hey, just be happy with yourself, man. Happy with yourself, because, like I was saying before, man, that depression thing is serious, man. It's serious.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people going through this depression. You know, a lot of people ain't working. You know, if you ever need somebody to talk to, hit us up in the comments, man. Send us a link, send us an email or something. If you just want somebody to talk about it, it's serious. But yeah, and then okay, so that's one of my points right there. I was trying to get out. I want to talk about. Another one is just detoxing from technology, man, for a while. Just leaving the computer, the cell phone for a day. It's hard to do. We done got so attached to these machines, man.
Yep. We
got to start detoxing ourselves from these cell phones and these machines. It's just too much of it. It's overwhelming. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm actually able to talk to somebody. I'm good.
Not texting. Robot.
You just acting like you can't be on the phone. Little did you know, you got that chip implanted in your brain. Amazon will be like, oh no, he ain't looking at his phone for like 5 seconds. Hit him up with that mental beat.
Yeah.
Gonna be shaking.
Yeah.
Just looking old.
Got the night sweats. I need my phone, baby.
Three men in black suits coming out the door. Hey, we're from Google. We noticed you haven't been browsing.
Excuse me. I want to scooch in here for a second. I'd like to talk to you about your car's long-term plan for insurance. Yeah. We gotta get away from this stuff.
Get away from it.
That's kind of one of the goals I had when I picked up this camera. Like, I wanted to go out and take some pictures in the wilderness of the national parks and stuff that are around. Take some pictures with the kids, my wife, my family.
Yeah.
We capture some of that stuff.
We really gonna start putting some stuff on the sites too, guys. And start getting out a little bit more since the virus kind of eased off a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Maybe go to the park, take some pictures, man. Take some pictures with the group, the team, and NorthKakChat. And just, you know what I'm saying? Just meet some people out, man. And show everybody what Charlotte, South Carolina all about.
That's good, man, especially with the type season coming.
Oh, yeah. You know we tailgate.
Oh,
be out there. Be out there shirtless and blue and black paint.
It's the bluebellies.
Good, but man, this thing sucks. But you painted all black and blue.
Yeah.
That don't mean they don't suck.
Exactly.
Yeah. But how have you been dealing with it? How have you gotten out of your depression, Curtis?
Oh man, it's been rough, man. It's really been rough. With my accident and everything, I knew I could get past the physical part. I was like, no, I'm gonna fight past this. You know what I'm saying? I'm strong. I'm gonna fight past this. But then the doctor was like, I know you're gonna get better. You're young, you're gonna get better. But then he told me, he said the mental part is what's gonna really get you. And now I'm sitting there in the hospital and I'm like, nah, man, I'm tough. Nah, man, I ain't that tough. And I done been through it all. I done been through it, done it, everything. I done been through it all. So that depression is something that people say is debilitating, man, but it makes you weak, sick. It messes with your mental, you know what I'm saying? All of that.
Yeah.
All of that. And the way I got out of it was just fight for survival. You gotta get to a point where you can say, well, I gotta get out of this. And it seemed like can't nobody help me. I know I be saying, talk to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Talk to somebody. But then what if you ain't got nobody to talk to? You know what I'm saying? Or people sometimes don't take you serious. They be like, nah, you ain't going to go to depression. You be out there. That ain't the case, man. I'm telling you, everything that look good on the outside, man, you don't know what's going on with these people on the inside, man. They crying, bro. They crying out here. I know we got some grown men out here, grown, strong, proud men out here that just need to talk to somebody. But yeah, man, every day, man, I just tried to do something. Tried to get myself back in the situation, start eating a little bit more. Started another journal, you know what I'm saying, write down stuff about what's going on in my life. You know, trying to make some, you know what I'm saying, make a plan each day. Make a plan to do at least one thing that you can kind of get out of. But it's something that you want to do. You know what I'm saying? So start your little journal, start writing in it, things that you want to do, things that you want to look forward to doing, and just start planning your life. You know what I'm saying? Because I think a lot of times, too, when you start to look at depression, we've been living for everybody else. We live for these jobs. Sometimes we live for our friends. We live for this materialistic stuff out here. And you don't really, you not living your life. You just living your life to just be and have, you know what I'm saying? And not just experience. Because a lot of times, it ain't the distance between the race, it's just that journey that you got to go through. So it's something else. That's about in a nutshell. Make you a journal, make you some goals. You know what I'm saying? At least have you about 10 goals, you know what I'm saying, within that week. And just try to complete them. You ain't gonna get all of them done, but just try.
One of the things I hate when you're like being serious, people are like, oh, I've been through worse, it ain't that bad. Like, it ain't that bad for you, it's that bad for the person.
Right.
Yeah. And I think we gotta get away from some of that stuff with people.
Yeah.
You gotta talk to people.
Most definitely.
When you gotta listen to people and take it in. Because I mean, just because it doesn't seem bad to you doesn't mean it's absolutely terrible. But if you don't think it's that bad, then obviously you have some kind of fix to help them out. So just sit back, listen, and tell you what's on their mind.
Yeah. My grandma
give some guidance.
All it takes is a listening ear.
Yeah. My grandma used to say, if you ain't trying to help, don't sit here and talk about it.
Yeah.
So, you know, just like that, and then we just like Craig was saying, we so complacent to people's feelings, and then we wonder when something happens, we be like, oh man, did you see the signs? No, they were telling you, man, there's something wrong with me. I don't feel right. You know what I'm saying? And then, oh, you'll be all right. Nah, man, you better, hey man, let's stop for a minute. Instead of telling somebody, asking somebody, how you doing today? You know how we always be like, I'm good. Actually look at somebody and say, you all right? I mean, I ain't talking, just ask them, you know what I'm saying? Be sincere about it. You know, not the regular, what's up, man? Ask them are they all right?
So one day somebody might be like, you know what? No, I'm not all right.
Hey,
break the whole barrier.
Yeah, man. Hey,
yep.
It is what it is. I'm there. I listen.
It ain't nothing. We can all come back from together. We're stronger together than alone.
That's right.
That is right. Yep. My topic today, I would really like to discuss the youth and what's going on today. We've had a mass amount of killings, drive-bys, just blatant. They shot into a house and hit an 8-month-old kid. When does this stop? And we know it's not any of the street slang old heads. We know it's not any of the old heads. It's these young kids. They're misplaced. They don't have anything to do but to go out and to get into trouble. That's their whole aspect of waking up in the morning. What am I going to do today? I'm going over to Johnny's. I'm going to smoke me a little bit. I'm going to get me a drink, and I'm going to head to the street. We need to change that. Somebody needs to either get behind them and show them something positive, because there's a negative light out there that they've drawn into, man, and they can't get out of. We got to get back to, if there's not two parents in the house, we know that there's an issue there. But you can fix that yourself. Don't grasp onto that. That's just an excuse to me. I really think if you had more social people, positive people in your life, that will take the place of, it may not take the full place of the parent thing, but it'll do something and just get you out of that negativity. It spreads like a wildfire. Once you start, you can't get out of it. And these young dudes out here now, they just don't have any conscience and no soul. I don't know. I wish it would just stop, and I wish somebody would just fix it, because they're killing each other off. One by one, day by day. It's 2 a day now. Somebody's getting shot over something stupid. You cutting somebody off in traffic. You're shooting out the window to a car, killing somebody, and not realizing what you done. And then you're going to hide, and all your friends know it's you. Somebody gonna dime you out. Because it's pathetic. It's getting old, and
it is.
People are, yeah. I'm fed up with it. Something needs to be done. Instead of cops riding 2 and 2, maybe we need to start this whole vice thing back up and get into the city, get into the outskirts. Just have eyes on the street, something. Because if they saw your presence out there, they wouldn't really be doing what they're doing. Just to be honest.
Yeah, but I think this is a community thing, man. I think, you know what I'm saying, yeah. we started off in school as, this generation of baby having babies.
Yep.
No more big mamas, no more grandmas.
No.
They don't pray in school no matter what your religion is. These kids need some kind of soul guidance. Man. Some of these kids cold, man. And I ain't saying there's no hope for them, but they need to, these like I say, back in my days, you know what I'm saying, after I came out of school, babies having babies generation. Then after that, you know what I'm saying, they had, some of these parents was on drugs. Now you got all these kids out here who got some type of chemical imbalance, man, and they just, like we used to say back in the day, they death stroke. And these kids need some serious guidance. And these parents need to start being parents. Cause we can blame it on these kids all day. If your child is out the street at 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, and you out who knows where, then if he do something, you need to go to jail too. Period.
Yeah.
That'll stop.
That's how it is in China.
And then if you do something, all this court and all this talking, like whoever shot that baby, all this court and all this talking, all this hoopla, this and that, Your Honor, this, man, give him the chill, period.
Yeah.
That'll stop all this shooting in the house and stuff. Some of these kids, you don't know who in the house. That could have been me, my mama, my daddy, anybody. You know what I'm saying? These kids out here, man, are just like, I don't know. This generation, man, is just, I don't know. They lost, man. They
think that I think it's a negative vibe of privilege. There's a privilege there to where they think that they're owed by society. They need something, and we're supposed to just fork it over to them. No, that's not the way it is. You're gonna find a hard road thinking people just gonna hand you stuff out of the air. You're selfish and you're thinking about yourself. You're not thinking about nobody else, and you're gonna have a short life doing the same thing over and over again.
They don't inevitable. Care. They don't care how much their cell phone costs, as long as they get it. They don't care you gotta work. You had to work.
They don't care you had to work for it. They don't care if you had to buy it. They don't care. That needs to change. I think, like you said, the Bible needs to be brought back into the school. Punishment needs to be brought back. We got whoopings for everything that we did was negative. The kids today, if they get whoopings, it changes them. They have to get on drugs and get off it because you done mess with their psyche. This is the excuse.
Now, you don't think there's something on the opposite spectrum, right? Where you're a person, you're just walking through, right?
Right.
Your parents tell you suck. You go to school, your teachers tell you suck. You got bullies in school, they tell you you suck. And then you go out there and you attempt to get jobs and stuff, and your boss tells you suck. And you've been told you suck at every point in your life by everybody you know, or whoever's supposed to be your mentor. They tell you suck. You're not gonna amount to anything. Like, right, I've seen it happen where you have to go through your days and tell you that listen to people tell you that you suck on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Right? Nobody believes in you. Nobody wants to give you a chance to make something of yourself.
Right.
And there are those crazy events, right, where people are just doing things just because they have mental problems and they can't get that help because the way that our healthcare systems and stuff work now are pretty poor, so you wouldn't be able to get help in the first place.
Right. And I'm not condemning them or anything like that.
Right.
It's
right, but
that's whole. I mean, they're put into separate categories. You got young people out here that just don't care. Period. And you do have some with mental issues like that are brought on by maybe they had a trauma in their life, maybe their uncles touched them or something like that. There are kids out there like that, and they need help. But on the other aspect of the whole thing, there are kids out there that are just very destructive, and they look for nothing else to do but bad stuff. Those are the kids that I'm talking about. You got kids out here trying to do the right thing.
But those kids have parents that come from like my generation, right? Right. So, like, I feel like maybe like, because we started out real young. Like, a lot of people that I know had kids real young ages. Right, so they're also trying to just go do their own thing. They didn't have a chance to like live out their life dreams or whatever, and that's their faults, right? But I feel like a lot of that stuff carries down to the children and like how their lives get impacted by it. So you get a bunch of bad actors in the world because maybe they didn't take the steps that we should have to prevent. And I mean, I don't know. I feel like that trend started like mid '80s and like up, like just some of the stories that I hear and a bunch of the stuff that I hear talking. So even some kids my age is acting up, and some people that are their kids like. So I don't like living it.
let me bring it to the other side. You know, it's because it's 3 dimensions. It's really 4 dimensions, but we're gonna stay at 3. Ain't nobody else gonna understand 4 but us. So let me bring it to the other side. So you telling me, because I done seen it too. I done seen a woman call her son everything but the child of God and call him dumb. And I'm looking at him, I'm like, what? I mean, how? You know what kind of damage you're doing to this kid? But anyway, check this out.
That's
right.
That's the mental.
So we talking about you getting mentally, physically, because some of them getting beat like crap out of them. And then you getting psychological abuse. And then you on the other side of that, you eating all this food. See, this is another thing I can't stand too that's gonna wrap this whole thing up. Is that the food that's bad for you, all this McDonald's, Burger King, all that stuff that's bad for you, it's cheap. But when you go into Harris Teeter and you try to find some food that's good for you, like freshly grown with no preservatives, it's expensive, which it costs less to grow because you ain't using the pesticides. But the stuff that this woman had a cheeseburger she had from McDonald's for 30 years. 30 years, bro.
30 years?
The fries, cheeseburger, everything did not decay, bro. So you dealing with all that, right? You dealing with all that mental stuff. People beating you down. You ain't gonna be nothing. You ain't gonna never have nothing. And then you go and put all this garbage in your body. And now, you know, society looking at you too because you got dreads in. They ain't trying to give you no chance because they think you a thug. So, you know, he probably feeling like that. I'm still a thug. But we as a community got to get a hold. And I know some people be like, well, don't say nothing to the young folks. They might do something. Hey, man, look at here. Somebody got to say something. Somebody got to do something. Somebody got to get these kids. If you love these kids, man, and you love this community, man, somebody got to get these kids back, bro. Somebody got to say, man, don't do this. Don't do this.
Right.
You know, you got some of these parents, some of these young parents putting these kids, 16, 15, putting them out on the street. Because they don't want to deal with them no more. You know what I'm saying? Which I know I probably gave my mom a rough time, but they didn't kick me out. You know what I'm saying?
No.
I know they wanted to kill me sometimes. Look, you know what I'm saying? But they ain't kick me out. We got so I think it's a whole group of this mixing pot of issues that we really just not scratching the surface of. And we seeing the repercussions of not spending time with your kids, not feeding your kids the correct food, saying anything hurtful to your kid, allowing your kid to be with little John down the street. You know John sell dope.
Yep.
No little John. Little John down there with a little womp.
Yep.
It's public schools.
Yeah, and
they don't give a crap about them.
Yeah.
Yep. Put them on the
Wrap
streets. Don't care about them.
They don't care.
That's what. You just opened my eyes up to a whole nother aspect of the game. That's what's really happening to them. They don't have any training.
Yeah. I had teachers in school, man, that would grab me and say, "You got to do better."
See, that's what they're missing.
They would pull me to the side.
Somebody
and be like,
will just take you and say, "You got to do better."
You got to do a little bit better. You got to do a little bit better. You and I know, and they'd be like, "I know you can do the work," and that'd be the thing to push me to say, "Okay, I know I can do the work." And then when I start doing it, I'd be like, "Man, I should have been doing this a long time ago."
Right.
Just that somebody in their ear telling them and keeping on them, tell them they can do better. They don't have to be this way. They don't have to live this way. You don't have to be out here in the streets doing it. You have a chance to do better for yourself. Why not take the initiative and do it? Don't be slack. I know you're getting previews from somebody that's showing you wrong stuff at home, but don't be that person. Be your own individual. Don't follow behind somebody you know ain't shit and ain't ever gonna be shit. You be the shit. Don't let nobody turn you around from what you're doing, and don't follow in nobody else's. You be yourself. And I think that's the misdirection, the misguidance of what's really going on with the youth today. They don't have any type of guidance because we try to structure and give them positive feed, but they don't want to hear that.
It started at home, man.
They're so programmed to do individual stuff and listen. They don't want to listen to your moms. And I don't know. And my thing was, how do you fix that?
That's what the government wants. They want you to be a slave. That's why they give all the handouts. They make you go to schools and tell you how to act like a slave. Don't think for yourself. Just do what we tell you. You'll be fine.
Do what we tell you. Act like a slave.
Yeah. I mean, it starts at home.
Starts at home.
If you plant a tree, you can trim it when it's short. You can trim it up and make it look like you want it. But if you let that tree get big as an oak tree, ain't no trimming that. It's too late.
No.
That tree not sprouted out. It's gone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Absolutely
like I
right.
say, man, what's happening is that the parents are not taking time with these kids and raising these kids. Then, some of the kids got sometimes some of these kids really do have mental issues. I done grew up with some. I done seen it, man. But like I say, mental health, man, in America is on fire right now, man. Especially in the black community. Because we always told to be tough. Take it. You can take it. Not go get no help. Or you need some help. Right. Or you'll be all right. This nurse said, even today, 2021, when she first got her nurse's pamphlet, it said that, and you can look this up, it said that black people feel less pain. So this mentality that we can take it, they tough. You go to the doctor, tell him something hurt. He give you the lowest amount of dose medicine that he can, because they feel like, oh, you all right. You ain't that bothering you. You know what I'm saying? When it's really, you got some real mental hurt or pain that you can't even describe. And then, like, a lot of us think we tough, man. We won't. It's hard for a man to. It's hard for any man, black, white, green, purple, to say he hurt on the inside. It's even harder for a black man to say he hurt on the inside, because you're supposed to be a certain way. You ain't supposed to cry, and if you do cry, you a sucker. You know what I'm saying? Yep. If you shed one tear, that one drop a tear in front of somebody, oh man, you ain't worth. I seen them crying. That right there will last for your lifetime. Yep. You could be 80 years old. Oh, that's that boy right there. You cry all the time. We call him cry baby. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not happening.
Well, you know what, Chris? Sounds like that guy needs some black friends.
Thank you for lightening the mood, man.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's another one for the chat logs, everybody. Yeah. Thank you for stopping in and listening and chatting. I'm your host, Craig Tone, and these are my co-hosts, Curtis McKoy and Kenny McKoy. Tonight we talked about how worthless a diversity chief is, some of the recent trends among the youngins that keep them in trouble, and then how the heck we're just going to get out of this slump that we are in. Yeah. The pandemic, and we hope you enjoyed the chat. Remember to come back next week where we'll talk about, what are we talking about, Chris?
Next week, we're going to be talking about flying saucers. And the fourth dimension. I got some good stuff for y'all. Ooh.
And your stimulus. Where did it go?
While we, right, yeah. While we sit by the metaphorical fire and we have ourselves a little NorthKakChat.
Night.
You gotta do it the other way, Kenny.
Which way? This way?
With your other hand. Oh yeah. Do it like that.